So we're now about to go off on another test route. Once you come out of the test centre, you're going to go to the left. Now as you follow the road ahead, you're going to come to some parked cars on your left. Just before then there is a junction. Be careful not to block this junction. You can get 2 cars through this gap, yet be careful if it is a bus or larger vehicle, as we're now about to demonstrate. Now at the end of the road, you're going to be asked to go to the right. Now this road can get busy, so don't panic if you are waiting for a little bit. As you pull out, just be careful, there is a brand new zebra crossing. Since the gyms have all been put in, this can get quite busy at certain times of the day. And very shortly you're going to come to a mini roundabout and you're going to go to the left. Just a bit of advice. You are on a hill. Watch your speed as you're approaching this roundabout, because sometimes obviously the hill not going to help the car and it's going to pick up speed. So we're going to go to the left. Now this road is called Haven Road. About 100 yards ahead of us, at certain times of the day, the tide comes up and the road does flood. If that does happen, you will still go through on your test. You just need to make sure your car is nice and slow. Once you get through, make sure you check your brakes are working. So, you're probably going to get told now you're going to do your independent driving, which is going to be following road signs or sat-nav. If it is road signs, you're going to follow the road signs to all other routes, which is the 3rd exit to the right. As you come off to the left, make sure you keep as close as you can to the left hand side, as there are 2 lanes. Now again, if you're following the road signs, we're going to follow the road signs to all other routes, being careful of the toucan crossing ahead of you. What is a toucan crossing, you may ask? For bikes and for people. Well done. So we're following the road signs to all other routes. Now, as you follow the road ahead, keep nice and close to the left-hand side, head into the curb, because you will have cars coming off in the right-hand lane next to you. Okay, when it's safe to do so, if you can move into the right-hand lane. You are heading down towards the Magic Roundabout, so there will always be a little bit of traffic here. So making sure you're keeping good distances from the car in front. And if you are stopping here, you've got a little bit of a hill start every time you pull away. So for your knowledge, we're heading towards the University of Essex today. So when we get to the roundabout, we're going to be following the road ahead, right lane to right lane. Now on the right hand side of this roundabout, we've got the University of Essex and the accommodations. So be careful at certain times of the day because this can get quite busy with students walking across the road. Remember, don't actively let them walk across. So we're at the roundabout and we're going to follow the road ahead now. Right lane to right lane. As you are following the road ahead, be careful not to block the junction on the left. Making sure there's enough room for you to get across. If there's not, leave a gap. Perfect. Now after the traffic lights, we're going to be going right at the first roundabout and then we're going to go right at the second roundabout. So heading towards the University of Essex. Again, if you're using the road signs, they're going to ask you to follow the road signs towards the University of Essex, which is on the left-hand side. If you're using your sat-nav, it's right and right. Now these roundabouts can get very busy, as you can see up ahead, but treat them individually. And that's what you need, a lovely blocker. And to the right again. Now what you do need to be careful of as you go across this one is there is a zebra crossing on the other side. So be careful that no one is walking across. Remember, we are near the university and at certain times of the day it does get busy. And there's another lovely blocker. Not sure why she stopped. Although you see the 50 miles per hour sign ahead of you, remember it is still 30 at the moment. Do not pick up your speed until you've gone past the sign. Now the university is on the right hand side, so obviously we have another pedestrian crossing up ahead. So although the light's green, be cautious of students walking across the road. If you're following the road signs, you're going to be going towards Clacton or Elmstead Market. So keep it in the left-hand lane. And as you go through the lights, remember it's still 50 miles per hour, but there is another sign ahead of you, which is national speed limit. Now when I ask my pupils what the speed limit is here, lots of them say 60. It's not 60, it's 70. This is a dual carriageway with a central reservation in the middle, so remember the speed limit is 70. Don't get caught doing 60. Now just up ahead there are some roads which can cut through onto our lane, but remember the cars are going to move into the middle and wait for us to go through. So if you do see a car waiting, for example on the right here, don't slow down, keep your speed going. If you do slow down, obviously they're going to try and pull out on you. Very important signs up ahead. What does this sign mean? 2 lanes leading into one, which means that the sign, the speed limit is now 60 because it's a single carriageway. Straight away on the left, you're going to be asked to take the next turn in. So making sure you bring your speed down appropriately, and importantly checking your back mirror to see what's going on behind you. And make sure you come off nice and close to the curb using the slip road. And if you could find somewhere safe to pull over on the left, just here. Now, quite often the examiner's going to ask you to perform the emergency stop here. Okay, we're not going to do that today. We'll show you that in another video, but we're going to drive on when it's safe to do so. Now, what is the speed limit round here? It is still 60 miles per hour. However, are we going to be doing 60 miles per hour on these tight roads? It's a little bit wet and there is obviously potholes. No, we're not. But we do need to be able to pick up speed where we can. And like we're doing now, slowing down on the bends and making sure it's clear. What the examiner might do is ask you to perform a show me question down here. An ideal one would be, could you show me please, when it's safe to do so, how to operate the horn? Now if you've got a really large vehicle coming towards you, like a tractor, because we do have a farm up here on the right, just slow yourself down, and if you need to, bring yourself to a gentle stop as close to the left as possible. Let the tractor come through, and then obviously you can carry on afterwards. Now sometimes the examiner will ask you to pull up here on the left hand side of the road. We're just going to carry on. But remember, you can pull over. There's no double yellow lines. There's no driveways, bus stops, things like that. Now, this road does get flooded up ahead, so be a little bit cautious. And if you need to move over, make sure you're using your mirrors, checking it's safe. Now, very shortly we're going to come to the end of the road and we're going to be going to the left. Now remember, it is still 60 miles per hour. So cars are going to be coming quite fast to the right, so make sure you have a very good look before you exit out of this junction. And as we do exit the junction, it's very important that we pick our speed up, as long as there's nothing in front. As remember, it is still 60. Now we're now going to go into a 40 miles per hour zone. Notice as we went past this car, we're not using any mirrors, we're not using any signals. We are just using our mirrors and checking it's safe, using the body positioning of the car. Now, up ahead, although it is 40 miles per hour, you might want to slow your car down to at least 30, possibly a bit slower on the bends, as this does get quite tight. Also, there are building houses on both sides of the road, so sometimes you will find lots of mud on the floor, which could obviously make the car slide. Now, up ahead we've got a 30 miles per hour sign. And as soon as you go through, the examiner's going to ask you to pull up on the left just here, somewhere safe. Okay, so another hill start. So once you're set, drive on when it's safe to do so. Now we're going to follow the road ahead for a little bit, and there is going to be parked cars appearing on the left hand side of the road. This area can get very busy, especially at this time of the day, because people are starting to drop their children off at school. So making sure you're the correct speed, using your mirrors, and proceeding when you can through. Also up ahead we now have a zebra crossing. This road is always busy, but it doesn't take long to get through. Once you're at the mini roundabout ahead, the traffic does sort of disappear a bit. So as you can probably see up ahead, lots of people starting to walk their children to school, and the zebra crossing is just ahead of us. Now normally there is a lollipop person here. There isn't today. He must be on holiday. So we're heading up now towards the roundabout, and we're going to follow the road signs towards Colchester, or if you're on your sat nav it's going to say first exit on the left. Another zebra crossing, making sure it's nice and clear as we proceed. Now as we head down Harwich Road, you will start to find people park their cars on the side of the road. You can normally get 2 cars through, but if it is a bus or a larger vehicle, be careful. I would probably stop and wait for them to come through first. Here come the parked cars, making sure we use our mirrors. Now up ahead we're going to have another zebra crossing. Now again, this one can get busy as it is right opposite the co-op. Also, it's right opposite the co-op entrance. So at certain times of the day, watch out for kids running across. Now this gap here gets very tight, so make sure you wait for the cars to come through before you proceed. And again, you'll see another zebra crossing. So lots of zebra crossings down Harwich Road. Making sure it's nice and clear before we proceed. We're now heading up to another roundabout. Now, if you're following road signs, you're going to follow the road signs towards Clacton, A133. If you're on your sat-nav, it's the first exit to the left. Also, you'll now see another pedestrian crossing, and if you look right up in the left hand side, a new speed sign of 40 miles per hour. And another pedestrian crossing, and remembering we must pick our speed up to 40. You do get a few signs as you're going along, like now, showing again it's 40. Now we're heading back down towards those Magic Roundabouts. A brand new pedestrian crossing has just been put in here. As you can see, someone's pressed the button. Again, this has been put in because of all the students. Okay, so let's talk about these Magic Roundabouts. We're going to be taking 3 of them now. The first one we're going to be going to the right. The second one we're going to follow the road ahead. And then on the third one we're going to go right. So, because we're going right and we're heading towards the Hive, as you can see we're in the right hand lane. Don't miss the speed change of 30 miles per hour or the pedestrian crossing just before the edge of the roundabout. Nice bit of mirror signal and keeping nice and close to the right, but do not block the crossing. Now these roundabouts do get busy. Treat them all individual. So it's nice and clear for us to go right at the first one. And keeping in the right hand lane as we're now about to follow the road ahead. Making sure when you get to the edge of the roundabout, like where this silver car is now, that you're looking to the right of the roundabout. Do not enter the roundabout yet. As you can see, he's waiting behind the line, otherwise you're going to block it up. So, really good look to the right. If it's clear, you can proceed. If there's enough room for you to get across. So off we go. And once we're over the roundabout, we're going to do our process to go to the right. Now this one here tends to be the busiest. We need a nice blocker to help us get across. And away we go. And we're off. Up ahead you can see a new pedestrian crossing which has just been put in. Once you go through the pedestrian crossing, you're going to follow the road ahead. Now remember, on this roundabout there are 2 lanes, so you must get nice and close to the left as you go round. So following the road ahead, second exit. And away we go. Now on the next roundabout we're also going to follow the road ahead, or you're going to follow road signs to the town centre. Now again, on approach there are 2 lanes, although at the moment it looks like there's one. The further you get down it does break into 2 lanes, so keep as left as possible as you follow the road ahead, because people are going to go to the right also. So at this point there is now 2 lanes. Follow your curb and around we go. So we're heading back to the test centre now. You're in your last 5 minutes of your test. So we're going to make sure we keep our concentration going. Another pedestrian crossing. And then another roundabout. This time we're going to go first exit to the left, following the road signs to King Edward Quay. Up ahead, we've got a roundabout coming. We can see the sign. And we're going to go to the right, heading towards Whitehall Industrial Estate. Now, like I said to you a little while ago, we are heading now back to the test centre. At the end of the test, you will be asked to reverse park into a bay. So that will be your manoeuvre. In the distance, we've got a zebra crossing. And if you can take the next turning please on the left. We're back now where we've got the parked cars. Remember, you can get 2 cars through, but you won't get through if it's a large vehicle or a bus coming through. And if you can take the next turning on the right. And as you turn right, you'll be asked to go into the test centre on the left, where you will then perform your reverse bay park. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your test. Make sure you subscribe, and if you like our videos, give us a like.